Just a few years ago, Northvolt was Europe's shining star, a homegrown champion poised to take on the Asian giants dominating the battery world. With over $15 billion in valuation and backing from giants like Volkswagen, BMW, and Goldman Sachs, they were building gigafactories, signing massive deals, and promising a green, battery-powered future for the continent. But in 2024, the dream came crashing down. The company, once hailed as a European industrial hero, collapsed into a shocking bankruptcy. How did it happen? How did a company with so much money, so much political support, and so much demand for its product fail so spectacularly? This is the story of Northvolt's rise and its stunning fall. To understand Northvolt's collapse, we first need to understand its ambitious mission. Founded in 2016 by two former Tesla executives, Peter Carlson and Paolo Cerruti, Northvolt wasn't just another battery company. Its goal was to create the world's greenest battery. This meant sourcing raw materials responsibly, using renewable energy to power its factories, and developing cutting-edge recycling processes. Europe was desperate for a local battery supply chain to reduce its dependence on Asia, especially China, which controls the majority of the market. Governments and automakers threw their weight and their money behind Northvolt, seeing it as a strategic necessity. The company secured billions in funding and debt and began construction on its first gigafactory, Northvolt ETT, in northern Sweden. It felt like the beginning of a new era. Orders poured in from major car manufacturers, totaling over $55 billion. Everything seemed to be going perfectly. So what went wrong? The first cracks began to appear on the production line. Building a gigafactory from scratch is an incredibly complex and expensive undertaking. It's not just about assembling a factory, it's about mastering a highly sophisticated chemical and manufacturing process at a massive scale. Northvolt, despite its brilliant team, ran into significant technical hurdles and delays. Ramping up production proved to be far more difficult than anticipated. They struggled with yield rates, which means a large percentage of the batteries they produced didn't meet the strict quality standards required by automakers. Every faulty battery is essentially wasted money, and when you're trying to produce millions of them, these losses add up incredibly fast. These production nightmares meant that Northvolt was burning through cash at an alarming rate without generating the expected revenue from battery sales. The initial funding, which seemed enormous, started to look insufficient for the scale of the challenge. While Northvolt was wrestling with its internal production demons, the global landscape was shifting dramatically beneath its feet. The battery market is famously volatile. Prices for key raw materials like lithium, cobalt, and nickel went on a wild rollercoaster ride. Northvolt's business model, focused on sustainability and European sourcing, sometimes meant paying a premium for these materials, putting it at a cost disadvantage compared to its established Asian competitors. Speaking of competitors, the Asian giants weren't just sitting still. Companies like CATL and LG Chemistry were expanding their own production in Europe, often with greater efficiency and lower costs due to their years of experience and economies of scale. They could offer batteries to European car makers at prices Northvolt simply couldn't match while it was still figuring out its manufacturing process. The competition was fiercer and faster than anyone had anticipated. Then came the killer blow, a perfect storm of macroeconomic pressures. Starting in late 2022 and continuing through 2023, rising interest rates made borrowing money incredibly expensive. For a cash-hungry company like Northvolt, which relied on massive loans to fund its factory construction, this was devastating. The cost of financing their expansion skyrocketed. At the same time, the electric vehicle market, which had been growing at an exponential rate, began to slow down. Economic uncertainty, high inflation, and the phasing out of some government subsidies made consumers hesitate. Automakers, seeing EV sales forecasts being revised downwards, started to get nervous. Some of them began to delay or scale back their ambitious EV plans. This had a direct ripple effect on Northvolt. The massive orders they had on their books were based on optimistic projections. As those projections changed, the security of those future revenues became questionable. The pressure mounted from all sides. The final chapter of Northvolt's story is a classic tale of a liquidity crisis. The company was caught in a trap. It needed more money to fix its production issues and scale up, but its struggles made it a much riskier bet for investors. The initial enthusiasm had faded, replaced by tough questions about profitability and timelines. They attempted to raise another round of funding in late 2023, but the market was cold. The high interest rates and the slowing EV demand made investors wary. Reports of production delays and high cash burn rates leaked to the press, further eroding confidence. Its major backers, like Volkswagen, were facing their own challenges and were less willing to pour more money into what was beginning to look like a black hole. With no new cash coming in and bills for construction, materials, and operations piling up, the company was running out of time. In early 2024, unable to meet its financial obligations, Northvolt was forced to declare bankruptcy, sending shockwaves through the European industrial and political landscape. So what are the key takeaways from Northvolt's collapse? First, ambition is not enough. Having a great vision for a green battery is one thing, but executing the complex manufacturing at scale is a completely different challenge. Industrial production is incredibly hard, and there are no shortcuts. Second, timing is everything. Northvolt was hit by a perfect storm of rising interest rates, volatile material prices, and a slowdown in the EV market that nobody could have fully predicted. It highlights the immense risk involved in capital-intensive industries. And third, even with massive government and corporate backing, success is not guaranteed. The market is ruthless. Competition from established players with deep experience and massive scale can be overwhelming for a newcomer, no matter how well funded. The fall of Northvolt is a harsh lesson for Europe. It shows that building a strategic industry from the ground up is a monumental task, fraught with peril. It's a reminder that while political will and financial backing are crucial, they can't replace technical mastery and operational excellence. The dream of a European battery champion is not dead, but the path to achieving it is clearly much harder and more complex than anyone believed. The assets and factories of Northvolt will likely be bought and repurposed, perhaps by one of the very Asian competitors it sought to challenge. The talent and the knowledge gained are not entirely lost, but the collapse of this $15 billion giant serves as a powerful cautionary tale for the future of European industry in the 21st century. What do you think was the biggest factor in Northvolt's failure? Was it bad luck, bad management, or just an impossible mission from the start? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you found this explanation helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the business and technology shaping our world.